about angle of depression. So what is angle of depression or angle depression? The angle of depression is essentially the measurement of an angle between a horizontal line and a person's line of sight to any item below. The angle of elevation is determined by the movement of your eyes. Example of illustration of the angle of elevation. So as what we have seen, this is our observer. Then this is our horizontal line and the line of sight. So our angle of depression is here. How to find the angle of elevation? The angle of how to find the angle of depression? So the angle of depression may be found by using this formula. So we have tan y is equal to opposite over adjacent. The opposite side in this case is usually the height of the observer or height in terms of location. So we have here sin x is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan x is equal to opposite over adjacent. Note, when the line of sight is below the horizontal line, an angle of depression is formed. Example, a man observes the angle of depression of a car on the ground from the top of a tower. Determine the height of the tower if the car is 40 meters away. So, here is our observer. This is our object. And this is our angle of depression. Here, the 30 degrees. So solution, let PQ be the tower and the car is at R. The angle of depression is equal to angle is PR, which is PR, which is equal to 30 degrees. Equal to 30 degrees. Here, that is 30 degrees. And QR is equal to 40 meter, the distance here. That is 40 meter. So in the right angle triangle PQR, here PQR, this is a right angle. So we will use the formula tan y is equal to opposite over adjacent. So based on the illustration, the opposite here is the 30 degrees. So the opposite of 30 degrees is opposite of 30 degrees is here. And then the adjacent is here. So we will substitute the value. So we have tan 30 is equal to 1 over square root of 3 is equal to, since PQ here is unknown, so copy the PQ. So we have here the PQ. Then our QR here is equal to 40 meter. So we will just substitute these values. So we have 1 over square root of 3 is equal to PQ over 40 meter. So we will use multiplicative inverse. So we have square root of PQ times square root of 3, we have square root of 3 PQ, and 1 times 40 meter is equal to 40 meter. Then we will use division property. Divide both sides by square root of 3. So we have PQ is equal to 40 meter over square root of 3. Then, since our denominator is square root of 3, so we will multiply square root of 3 to numerator and denominator, so that we will cancel the square root sign or the radical sign in the denominator. So we have here 40 over square root of 3 times square root of 3 over square root of 3. Then, after that, we have 40 square root of 3 over 3 times 3 is equal to, we have square root of 9, and the equivalent value of square root of 9 is 3, so we have 3 here. That's why we have here the PQ is equal to 40 square root of 3 is over 3 meter. Square root of 3 is equal to 1.732. So we have PQ is equal to 40 times 1.732 over 3. So 40 times 1.732 over 3 is equal to 23 meter. Therefore, the height of the tower is 23 meter. Example number 2. A building stands on the bank of a river. A man observes from a corner of the roof of the building the foot of electrical post just on the opposite bank. If the angle of depression of the foot of the light post at your eye is 30 degrees and the height of the building is 12 meters, what is the width of the river? So here is the illustration. So this is our height. The distance between the observer and the object, and this is our angle of elevation and angle of depression. Since we tackled a angle of depression. So let's focus here. Angle SPR, the angle of depression, is equal to 30 degrees. And with respect to this angle, perpendicular PQ is equal to 12 meters. And base QR with width of the river is equal to H meters, which is the width of the river is unknown. So let H the width of the river. So let PS denote the horizontal line passing through perpendicular. Right angle PQR. So we will use the formula tan x is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So we will substitute the values. So we have tan 30 is equal to 1 over square root of 3. Then our PQ, based on the given, is equal to 12. And our QR, which is the width of the river, is unknown. So we will find out what measure is the width of the river. What is the measurement of the width of the river? So we have 12 over H is equal to 1 over square root of 3. So as what we have done in the first example, we will use multiplicative inverse. So we have H times 1 is equal to H. Then 12 times square root of 3, we have 12 square root of 3. Then the equivalent value of square root of 3 is 1.732. So we will multiply 12 times 1.732. So we have 20.784. So therefore, the width of the river is 20.784 meters. That is the approximate width of the river.